What if I told you that Patrick Mahomes is kind of trash? And I know that that sounds like clickbait, it sounds sensational, but this is something I talked about over the summer, and through the first 11 weeks of the NFL season, it's gotten worse, not better. And now the Chiefs, with a stacked roster and the greatest head coach of all time, are probably going to miss the playoffs. You can't blame his receivers, he's got the full complement. Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Tyquan Thornton taking off the top, getting open deep all the time, and Travis Kelce's having a resurgent year. It's the best he's played in a few years. The offensive line is incredible. The rookie left tackle is easily the best in the draft class. And the defense stays solid. But Patrick Mahomes is failing the Chiefs. I gave him a D for this performance, and this is mostly what we've seen this year. Check the grades in the graphic above. This is not an outlier at all. This is the new normal. And look at these. In the past few years, this is what Patrick Mahomes has been. Not the guy we remember from 2022 or 2018 or 2019, but more the guy from 2021 and 2023 on. This is supposed to be the prime of his career, and it's looking bad. Imagine what happens when he loses Andy Reid. Imagine what happens when he loses his athleticism. For a guy that people were talking about as possibly the greatest quarterback ever just 9 short months ago, Patrick Mahomes might not be considered a star in a couple years. It sounds crazy, but if he keeps playing like this, I'm not even sure that Patrick Mahomes finishes his contract with the Chiefs. Let's dive into the film. First play, little motion, quick screen. Next play, we got something actually downfield. Here's the problem. Patrick Mahomes threw 5 deep balls in this game, and 4 of them were totally uncatchable. This is one of them. Remember how I said, he's got good receivers? Tyquan Thornton and Xavier Worthy stay open downfield. And look how far from catchable this is. Now, line of scrimmage is the 40. He lets it go from the 30. Ball lands at the 10. So this isn't for lack of arm strength. It's still a 50 air yard throw downfield, 60 yards from the launch point. And that's really good. Mahomes still has a really strong arm. Do not blame his arm strength for his fall off. If this ball's 5 yards shorter, it's a touchdown. But you can't miss that badly, right? So through his first drive, he's got a routine play that anybody's grandma could make, a deep miss. Now he's on his second drive, and this one's a miscommunication. Let's check it out. So he ends up getting his tight end, not Travis Kelce, the backup, Gray. He gets, is it Cyrus Gray? He gets Gray open in a void, and this is an arm talent throw, right? Line of scrimmage, once again, the 40. And he's slinging this thing. Needs to get it to about the plus 45. It's a 15-yard throw. It's not easy. 15 yards downfield. It's a back shoulder to protect the receiver. The receiver doesn't see it. This is a really good throw. This is a solid throw, maybe even great. It's more just a communication error. As you can see, the receiver is in a zone, and Mahomes has to fit that ball between 2 defenders. He can't lead the receiver because it's going to hit that, I think it's number 25, right in the back of the chest. And if you throw a ball at the back of a cornerback's chest, it's probably going to hit him in the front of the chest, and he's probably going to catch it. So this is a good throw by Mahomes. In fact, it's a great throw by Mahomes. It's just miscommunication with the tight end. But not every tight end is going to be Travis Kelce, and that happens. That doesn't just happen to Patrick Mahomes. It happens to everybody. So let's relax, but it is a great throw. Wide open again, missed again. Let's read this play out. First off, it's third down. Second off, we've got motion, and a corner follows the motion receiver. So it's probably going to be man. We've got 2 safeties high. Best guess is probably man cover 2, maybe man cover 1 with a blitzing middle linebacker. It purely depends on how you read that linebacker. I would guess from here, it's just going to be straight man 2. I'll tell you no lies. I have no idea what these safeties are doing. See how they get bunched up at the top, and then 22 flips around and runs to the boundary, and then Talanoa Huafunga, who's more of a box safety than a free safety, is running 40 yards across the field to help deep. I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing. What I do know is you've got a perfect play called against man because you got Travis Kelce on a corner against a corner. That means he's going to have a size advantage, and it's Travis Kelce. He just wins on routes. Additionally, you got Tyquan Thornton, your speed demon, running a streak. He's going to win a streak. If there's not help over the top, he's open. And as we already have established, these two safeties do some fuck shit over the top of the screen, and you can't really help when you're 40 yards out of position. The read here couldn't be any simpler. Who's faster, my wide receiver or their corner? And it's easily the wide receiver. And right here, it's an easy win. Line of scrimmage is once again the 40. The ball lands at the opposite 17. If it lands at the opposite 20, it's a touchdown. He just misses a little bit. And it largely has been overthrows, but it's not consistently overthrows. He misses just about every deep throw he takes. In fact, on the season, Patrick Mahomes is only accurate on 33% of his deep throws. That's amongst the bottom of the league. Mind you, that's not, 33% are caught. That's 33% are catchable. Here's a routine throw, nothing to it. More scheme god Andy Reid stuff, and another. And this is when the Chiefs offense functions, right? When it's first read, easy, a throw that a backup quarterback can make. That's when he functions. But when he's forced to throw deep, it's bad. And frankly, this was a bad idea. You got double coverage, you got help over the top, and this time the safety's actually in position to make some sort of a play. And also, the receiver's not winning that cleanly, but the ball's too far. If you're overthrowing Xavier Worthy, you have no depth perception. It's really hard to overthrow a guy like that. Let's see what else he had. Yeah, I mean, that was his best option. It's second down, so you can afford to take a shot. You could check the ball down to your running back or your tight end, both on flats, and you'll have third and short, and that's lovely. But yeah, you have Xavier Worthy against a corner. Now, the problem is, if you think, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't do that a lot. Patrick Mahomes does not process post-snap, period. I know it sounds weird. I know sounds like an insult. He never has. He never will. The guy's 30. This is who he is. He's never going to be a post-snap processor. If you see, if they're even, they're leaving. But the point, if you see, and I messed this up, but I'm not going to go back and fix it. When Mahomes is letting go of the ball, see the ball's still in his hand, Xavier Worthy's not open. If they're even, they're leaving, but Worthy's not even. He's behind, which means that the proper throw here, the moment Mahomes is letting go of the ball, the proper thing to do is A, throw a back shoulder to Worthy because he has underneath leverage. He's closer to the quarterback than the defender is. So you throw it between the quarterback and the receiver, right? It's like playing monkey in the middle. If the monkey's behind your target, just throw it to your target. If the monkey's in between you, loft it over his head. Or even better yet, what like a Brady or, I guess a Joe Burrow, like somebody more known for post-snap processing, they're going to throw this check down to the running back, Kareem Hunt. He's got reliable hands. He'll catch the ball. He'll get you 2-3 yards. If he breaks that linebacker's tackle, he's got a huge gain. But even if he doesn't, it's third and short, and you can live. But Mahomes goes for it because he decided what he was going to do right here. He saw, I think I have man coverage. Okay, I'm throwing deep. And so he did. He never even looked at Xavier Worthy when he lets go of this ball. And the ball's out of his hands, and they're even, and that means Worthy's not leaving, and that means it's a contested catch. And it's overthrown. See, look at Mahomes' head. The exact same millisecond that he turns to look at Worthy is when he throws. Because the only reason he's ever looking left, he's not looking at any of these receivers with an intention of throwing. Look how low he's keeping the ball. He's not thinking of throwing left. He's trying to drag the safety to the left so that he has single coverage on the top. And that's fine. That's college level manipulation. But that's not pro quarterback mental acuity. That's not reading post snap. He's not reading anything. He saw, I think I have man, and he thought, if I look left and throw right, I'll probably get an open receiver. But he didn't get an open receiver, and he didn't hit the target either. It's a universal failure by Mahomes here. I mean, this is exactly why we scout, right? Like this so easily could have been a pick, but it should have never been a pick. This is a routine throw. Mahomes, extends the play a little bit. We give him a plus pocket movement. That's good. And he throws the ball right on Rashee Rice's hands on the slant. He should catch that. He should get down to the 5-yard line at the least. But he drops it, and then it ends up in Talanoa Huafunga's arms. And he probably should have caught that, but it never should have been a pick in the first place. That is a failure of the receiver, not the quarterback. A little screen routine. And there's a penalty, so you move him back, and now he steps up, and he takes a hit. What's he looking at? A lot of people love Patrick Mahomes' game because of all this scrambling and this off-script stuff. The issue is a lot of the time when he's scrambling, he should just be throwing. Here he is at the top of his drop, and nobody's really open. You can kind of argue that Rashee Rice is, but not really. When Mahomes steps up and begins to run, you have scramble drill. And again, nobody's really open. At this point, he could try to loft the ball over the linebacker's head to that receiver near the 14-yard line, but you might as well just run or throw it away. He eats a hit, and it's over. So that was a neutral run and then a screen thereafter and another screen. And here's where Mahomes starts fucking up. This is play action, and the play is we're either having a screen or you're throwing it deep. And he looks, and he looks, and he holds onto it just a little too long. And at this point, just throw the corner. And if you're not going to throw the corner, get this screen out there a little earlier. You know? Don't give these receivers, or don't give these corners so much time to break on your receiver. You want to get Xavier Worthy the ball with space, not trying to break tackles. Like that. A lot of routine throws. You'll notice almost all of his completions are routine, and almost every time he's asked to do something that's not routine, he fails to complete the ball. Like, this looks really cool. This is just a simple RPO. It's wide open. It's the easiest thing. Every quarterback in college and NFL does it. High schools even do it. Screen. Nothing impressive. Right? We grade quarterbacks based on what they're providing our team above and beyond average. Right now, Mahomes is only providing you average, and when he tries to transcend average, it usually looks bad. Although this was a solid throw. It's a hitch, it's got proper placement, he leads his receiver to the outside, it's well timed, and it lets the receiver get upfield, at least in theory. But again, like, why are you throwing this ball? You have a clean pocket because of a holding, but you have a clean pocket. So if you have this clean pocket, why are you guessing? Why are you lofting a ball underthrown when you're going to have Xavier Worthy open on the back shoulder right in the middle of the field? Right? Watch Xavier Worthy from the slot. He's working on the left hash. Right here, he's clean. Mahomes never looks at him because Mahomes makes all of his decisions at the snap. Once again, he does the same thing. He takes a snap and he looks left, but he's not looking at anything. He's just trying to drag this safety away. He's not actually looking at the fact that Xavier Worthy is open. Right? What he should have been doing is dragging this linebacker that way so he has an easy throwing lane here. Let's clean that up. Instead, he predetermined, oh, I've got one-on-one with a fast receiver. I'm just going to throw deep. And he doesn't. And frankly, even if he's going to throw deep here, you need to throw it down the field. Remember last time when he had underneath leverage because they were not even, and he threw the ball to Worthy and it was overthrown but also covered? Well, here, once again, he picks the wrong leverage. When he's letting go of the ball, they are even, which means that his receiver should be leaving. And if he's not leaving, then it's pass interference and you get the first down. Right? This is a prime example of where you need to throw deep. Because if the receiver is continually jammed with the ball in the air, it's DPI. And if the cornerback lets go of the receiver, he's going to cook him like burnt toast. But Mahomes tries to throw a back shoulder through a defender. He's lucky that's not picked off. At the very least, it's a bad decision, but it might have been a catastrophic one. Look at this. The defender gets a better play on the ball than the receiver. That easily could have been picked. Let's watch it one more time. I'll grade it as bad, but I'm very tempted to call that interceptable. And now we're on the next drive. Routine throw on a little curl. Third down. Routine throw on a little out. Penalty, I guess. Now that's a nice ball. This is actually really nice. But again, it is a first read. Mahomes' head never really moves. He just does the first thing he thinks of before the snap. And that's fine. And that's a really nice throw. Layers it in there just outside the reach of 29. That's a good throw. From the tight copy, you get a better example of just how close this was. And now that we've seen one time at full speed, we'll watch an Jomo, like choppy slow-mo, frame by frame. You can see that the ball gets tipped a little bit, but it has just enough velocity to still get home. That's a good throw. If that was Baker Mayfield, maybe I'd downgrade it to routine, but it's somebody I'm harsh on, Patrick Mahomes, so we'll upgrade it and be extra nice. Remember, we're always fighting our bias. Here, this is so easy. I don't know who 5 is. I genuinely don't know who number 5 is on the Chiefs. He's so easily winning this crosser. Lay the ball out there for him. You have a clean pocket. You don't need to run. Just put that ball somewhere in this square, and 5 will go get it. Again, I don't know who 5 is. I don't know if Patrick Mahomes likes him, but that's your move, and it's third down, and it's open. And again, you have a clean enough pocket. Mahomes rolls out instead and throws the ball away. Because he's late, because he doesn't process post-snap, because unless something's broken due to his legs, he doesn't know how to work. No, nobody else was open. But let's watch from the start. In fact, let's diagram it. So this is 5, and this is our eventual should-be target in red. We're going to have a little switch release, I guess you call it like a rail, more of a wheel. Switch release streak, and then Xavier Worthy is going to run like a sail to the back pylon. So you're going to have 5 on a bender and 1 on a post to the other corner. And then you're just going to slip your running back out into the flat. And remember, we need to get like about... come on. Yeah, we need to get it like about here. So you really don't want to check the ball down unless you have to, and your primary read should be number 5 anyway. You're operating out of a bunch, and Worthy is going to drag all defenders deep on that side of the field. This guy, whoever he is, I don't care. He's going to preoccupy basically all 4 of these defenders, at least for a moment, right? Between the switch release and the bunch and the fact that he's going deep to the end zone, everybody's going to take a beat to figure out what the hell he's doing. 5 is going to cross the field, and 5's a wide receiver. I don't know which wide receiver it is. It doesn't matter at all. He's going to be open because if it's man, he's probably going to end up on a linebacker. If it's zone, he's probably going to end up on a linebacker. And if it's zone, everybody's being pulled away from him anyway. It's a perfect play design. That should be the first read, and maybe it is. And maybe right here, Patrick Mahomes says, oh, that's way too crowded. I don't like that. And 31's not a linebacker like we thought. I don't know. I just don't trust it. But right here, he should be thinking, oh, he got outside leverage, right? Don't think of it like, is 31 close to 5? Think of it like they're running streaks, right? Think of it like they're having a race to this sideline. First one of the sideline wins. Who's got a lead? 5 has a lead. He's going to win that race. So you can toss, he has outside leverage. That's what that means. So you can toss the ball towards the sideline. Additionally, 5 is inside of you. That's pause. A mega pause. Nobody's inside of anybody. It's a family show. But 5 is inside of 31. Like, it goes Patrick Mahomes, his receiver, the defender, which means you have underneath leverage. So if you want to be really, really conservative, put the ball like at the stick, right? And you have the legs to buy some time, so you can wait a little bit, but you got to lead him and you got to be a little early with a little anticipation because 31's going to close on the ball once it's thrown. That got dicey. Let's not talk about people being inside of people ever again during one of these videos. Agreed? Anyway, as you can see right here, 5 slows down because he sees that Mahomes is rolling out. And when Mahomes rolls out, 5 knows he's not going to get a zinger with anticipation. He's going to have to just kind of ad-lib and try to get open at or beyond the sticks. Mahomes rolls out. He waits way too long. At this point, 5 has run out of room, so he has stopped completely. And Mahomes has wasted the play. Now the Chiefs settle for a field goal instead of a first down because Mahomes processes poorly after the snap. And you can see he's even looking at the guy he's supposed to be throwing to. He just doesn't have the anticipation. And there's another routine throw. Those are what Mahomes is good at. Good is a strong word. That's what he can execute, nothing else. This is supposed to be a routine throw. Mahomes doesn't like it. It's third down and like a yard. All he needs to do is get that ball out to 24 early. Right, that's Brashard Smith at SMU. Ball should be out right here. You should, I understand. Mahomes' worry is that he has this edge defender unblocked coming at him, and he doesn't want to throw a batted ball. Okay. Sky that fucker. Play monkey in the middle. The whole game is about playing monkey in the middle. You have no defenders in the area. There's plenty of space. Loft that ball 10 feet in the air and land it in Brashard Smith's arms. This is not unheard of. It's not a crazy thing to do. I see Baker Mayfield's short ass do it every week. Even at this point, Mahomes steps up and he throws the defender off of his route or rush path. You have Rashee Rice sneaking out. He should be wide open. Throw him the ball. Mahomes eats it. If he throws the ball to Rashee Rice, all he has to do is fall forward for a first down. It's right there. It's so right there. It's crazy. He doesn't throw the ball. He eats a sack. This is a terrible sack. Mahomes had multiple options. We're not even getting to Kelce, right? Like, watch Kelce. Very middle of the screen. He's 2 steps behind the tight end or the defensive tackle. He's wide open too. There's nobody covering him at all. If Mahomes just like right here, instead of this little hesitation, right here, he should throw the ball to Rashee Rice. But if he chooses not to for whatever insane reason that I can't fathom, then he should loft the ball over the middle of the field to Travis Kelce. Oh, not even Travis Kelce. Gray, who's wide open, uncovered, easy first down. Fuck, who's going to catch him? Terrible sack, had 3 wide open options. Everything was on the table for him, and he fucked it all up. Play action screen. At this point, I cut the tape wrong, so we got some repeats. But we're back on track, and Mahomes is actually making a nice throw. Again, first read, can't process, but it's a comeback. There's that number 5. Is that Hollywood? I'm imagining that's Hollywood. God, ignoring Hollywood is so dumb. Hollywood Brown is a really good receiver that does not get credit, and I wish he could play for a real fucking quarterback one of these days. Anyway, Patrick Mahomes, top of his drop. He's getting pressured. This is tough. There's nobody open yet. You could slip the ball out to Travis Kelce, but it's 1st and 15. You really want more than a check down. I get it. You run around, you do the Patrick Mahomes thing, you buy yourself a ton of time, and is that a great ball? All right, so let's just use the pocket manipulation. First of all, yeah, you should throw the ball to Kelce on the check down, but if you can completely and totally evade pressure like that, that's pretty fucking good. The problem is now you got Nick Bonito to deal with, and Bones Bonito is not the guy you want to be running away from in space. He's one of the most athletic, shifty, quick edge rushers in the NFL. He runs like a speed linebacker. So Mahomes is forced to make a crazy circus throw while falling down, and that's a really great throw. 20 yards downfield on the hands, should have been caught. The processing is questionable, but the pocket movement is excellent. Give him 2+ pocket moves, and that is a great throw. Give him a great throw. See, this is the problem with Mahomes. There's a lot of flaws to his game, and he's completely failed to innovate and grow, but he is very talented. Here's another one. I believe that this is a drop. It doesn't get any better than that. That's a great throw. It's probably... No, it's a great throw. That's tight coverage. Let's see that again. Staring down his guy, but he puts it right in his hands, and Kelce's got to catch that. Now we're at 3rd and long. And we're doing nothing with it. Don't even grade that play. That was just a nothing play at the end of the half. Yeah, 4th down. Who cares? End of the half. Takes a sack. We don't grade that play. Doesn't matter. All right, second half. What are we doing? We're lobbing balls into coverage inaccurately. It's another one where, like, he misreads the leverage, but also I don't really love the play. Like, if they're even, he's leaving. So throw the ball down the field and lead him down the field. But he doesn't. He throws a jump ball. And also, you got Kelce. You got a better streak at the top of the screen. I don't know. Decision's not the worst. It's obviously his first read. The throw selection is the worst. It's not even that he's inaccurate. It's that he doesn't know where he should be trying to put the ball. Put that ball 5 yards further downfield. Put it towards the sideline. Your receiver had leverage. He'll win. Bad throw, Mahomes. What is this? This is the dumbest pick I've ever seen. Clean pocket. Where's the flag thrown? Do you see the flag thrown? I didn't see it. I'm going to go find it. Well, I can't find exactly when the flag was thrown, but it will be thrown because number 21 contacts the receiver past the 5-yard line, right? So 21's right in the middle of the field. The Broncos' nose is pointing directly at it at center field. And there's a little bit of contact. It's super light. It's super weak. This is a very chintzy call. Mahomes throws the ball slightly after that. He doesn't see the flag because we don't see the flag. So how's he going to see the flag? I don't know what the hell he's doing. It's a terrible, terrible throw. It's inexcusable, really, to an open receiver, no less. Yeah, see, the flag comes in late. Flag comes in here. There's the flag. Ball's already in the air. This is an interception. This is a terrible play by Patrick Mahomes. It's a weak flag. It's a flag that probably shouldn't be thrown, and we're not going to get into conspiracies about whether or not the ref kind of saw the pick coming and threw the flag. It's a late flag. It's a bad flag. It's a dumb flag. It didn't affect the play. The play occurred, and Patrick Mahomes threw the ball to the wrong team. That's an interceptable ball. Should have been a pick six. Should have been the end of the game. Patrick Mahomes is granted reprieve. Doesn't change how we grade. Interceptable ball. He was thrown without being touched, and he just way short-armed it by 10 yards. That should be 10 yards further downfield, and it would have been an easy catch for Kelce. Instead, pickable, terrible. There's a routine throw. Again, it's all Mahomes can do right now. Another routine throw with a cool little zest on it. Or, like, it's cool that he throws the ball, like, kind of leaning, and I'll give him a plus pocket movement for avoiding the pressure. But these are all just routine little dump-offs. Everybody can do them. Like, here he steps up. It looks like something cool is going to happen. He just checks the ball down. And not even necessarily the right check down. Routine throw. See, this one I'm torn on. Right here, he has a screen. And 76, left tackle, Simmons, misses his block. If 76 makes his block, this is a huge gain. Right? If 76 isn't there, Kareem Hunt's got nobody chasing him. Or if 76 is there, rather. You know what I mean. Granted that 76 doesn't pick up his block, I understand. You want this ball uncatchable. But Mahomes threw the ball before 76 missed on his block. So that's not really a throwaway, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's a bad throw. It's a bad screen. And if it had been a good pass and the blocker had made the play, things that happen at the same time, would have been a really big play. And then here, what the fuck are we doing here? All right. Clean pocket. Ton of time. Third down. You got your check down. He's right at the stick. Oh shit, never mind. They're so far behind the stick that he's at the original line of scrimmage. Never mind. All right, so we're trying to get to the 8-yard line. All right, that takes your checkdowns out of the play. Can't throw the checkdowns. Still plenty of time. Mahomes decides to roll up and through, and that's perfectly fine. It cuts the field in half, but you have to make something happen, and you have very limited options. At this point, it's third down. Nobody's open. You're not going to get anybody open. Just throw the ball away. It's over. Maybe you run. You could run, but don't throw the ball to anybody. It's over. Monkey in the middle. Like the most clear illustration of monkey in the middle possible. And Mahomes not playing it well. There's Mahomes. There's a monkey in the middle. And I could say that because it's Riley Moss. And there's a receiver beyond him. Mahomes is now the monkey in the middle. Couldn't be any clearer. We all learned this shit on the playground in kindergarten. Oh shit, it's not Riley Moss. All right, so he's just the guy in the middle. Never mind. Next drive. Miscommunication, bad throw. Not really any pressure. Pocket's a little muddy. Just a bad throw. Maybe Xavier Worthy ran the wrong route, but I don't know. Routine throw. Clean pocket. Very clean pocket. If they're even, he's leaving. And I guess you could argue that Tyquan Thornton's even, although not really. And Mahomes makes a pretty good throw. I graded this elite. I think that's generous. The receiver still had to make a pirouette catch, but Mahomes throws it while being hit, so give him a plus pocket move for that. And the ball ends up traveling quite a ways downfield. 55 yards from the launch point to be exact. That's an elite throw. Give it to him. Now, it's not perfect. If it goes a little further downfield, it's probably a much cleaner, easier catch, but Mahomes utilized leverage properly, and he threw something catchable, so give it to him. There's a routine throw, and we're on to the next drive. All right, what's Mahomes seeing from his empty pocket, or from his clean pocket, rather? Not a whole lot. But you do have Travis Kelce on the corner. Mahomes doesn't see him. Never does. Right, his first read is this drag to Rashee Rice over the middle, but that's not open. They double it with linebackers. Okay. Next, he should be looking at this little crosser, or this little scissor motion. These are the three routes that Mahomes should be considering. Kelce should have been the target on this play if Mahomes processes everything perfectly and gets through his progressions perfectly. His original route is going to be this drag to Rashee Rice. That's what he wants to throw. But the linebackers play it really well. They drop out, right? So Mahomes is thinking, I'm going to have all these rushers. All right, let me draw some arrows. Yay. He thinks that he's hot. He thinks that these two mugged linebackers, this guy and that guy, he thinks that they're going to be blitzing, and therefore he needs to get the ball out quickly. But they don't blitz. They pretend to blitz. Because they both drop out, they're both covering Rashee Rice, and Mahomes no longer knows what to do. He thought that the middle of the field was going to be empty and he would have 5 rushers. Instead, he's only got 4. He thought he'd have at least 5 rushers, maybe 6, but he's only got 4, so there's 2 people covering the guy he thought he was going to throw to. He doesn't know what to do after that. You see his head? He just kind of locks onto Rashee Rice, and as soon as he realizes it's not going to happen, he runs. He starts running before he even looks elsewhere. He doesn't consider that Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be open on the dig. He doesn't consider that Travis Kelce is open on the corner. Now, turns out the linebacker drops to double Juju and take that away. Good job not throwing it to him. There is no excuse not to throw this ball to Travis Kelce on the corner. He is wide open. Instead, Patrick Mahomes runs and runs and runs until there's nothing left to do except throw the ball away. That's not Patrick Mahomes being smart. That's not Patrick Mahomes protecting the ball. That's Patrick Mahomes missing reads and squandering plays. 3rd down. Not a great snap, but he recovers it, steps up. Really nice job to step up and through. And he runs. And it's a 1st down. That's lovely. Well, it's a hold. The only reason it's not an easy sack right here is because 74 tackles a guy. Yeah. Tackled Bones Benito. Can't do that. Is that Jawan Taylor? Is that his name? Yeah. Tackles Bones Benito. Not a great matchup against Bones either. Bones is quick as fuck. Jawan Taylor is known for being very, very slow, even for an offensive tackle. Good job to outrun Bones here, but the hold's already going to make the play come back. Don't even grade it. It would have been a neutral sack if not for the hold. We can't grade that because we didn't see it actually happen. And we can't really grade the run because it never should have happened. So instead, we got 3rd and a billion. There's really no good play for 3rd and a billion, although the game's on the line. So if you can make 4th and short, you're in business. Mahomes steps up and lofts it deep. Oh, this is a bad throw that he doesn't get punished for. Now, what would I like to see him do? Top of his drop. You could gun this ball to Rashee Rice over the middle. And you're probably going to get the ball to the 42. And then you got 4th and short, and that's acceptable. But Patrick Mahomes does the thing he loves to do. He looks left to try to drag people across, and then throws the streak to the right because he thinks he's got one-on-one. Blindly, may I add. Remember how I said, like, if they're even, they're leaving? Well, yeah, that ain't even. The Broncos cornerback, I believe that's Riley Moss, but I think they're all Riley Moss, so I don't know. Riley Moss is clearly winning this race, and he struggles to find Hollywood Brown. 5 is Hollywood Brown. I'm so ashamed that I didn't know that earlier. I love Hollywood Brown. And this is a cacophony of bullshit, right? When Mahomes throws this, when he throws it, they're coming even. Mostly because Riley Moss is misplaying it, which means that when Mahomes begins to let the ball go, right? He steps up, here's where he lets the ball go. They're even. Okay, throw it deep. It took a long time for them to get even. This is a very late in the down win by the receiver, but okay, fine. So if you're going to throw this ball, it's got to be deep when Mahomes let the ball go. Instead, it's so drastically overthrown that not only does Hollywood Brown stop completely, he actually moves back towards the ball. It's an obviously terrible throw. It's an obviously terrible use of leverage, and it gets bailed out by a bullshit pass interference, the old Joe Flacco. I'll just massively underthrow the ball, and hopefully there's a pass interference because the defender panics. It's a terrible play by everybody involved, except Hollywood Brown, who did eventually win his route and get deep. Mahomes puts that ball on target. It's probably a touchdown. He doesn't. It's a mistake. Here, this one, little screen, or not screen, but like a slant middle screen to Travis Kelce, basically. Mahomes does a really nice job of buying time. Actually, there's a play action. He slides to his left. Bang. Slide to the right. Bang. Crisscross. And this is where Travis Kelce was like singing the cha-cha slide in his head the way I was, and he didn't catch the ball. We'll grade that as a routine throw. A little bit of miscommunication. Shit happens. There's another one. That's what Chiefs do. They throw routine passes and get yak. There's more of it. By the way, that little crosser that's nothing. Yeah, it's a touchdown pass. Travis Kelce made a touchdown pass out of that shit. Don't tell me Mahomes doesn't have help. Everything he accomplishes is due to other people bailing him out. Screen. Routine. Another bad snap. Creed Humphrey's got to figure out these snaps. But here, Mahomes has a clean pocket. Mahomes has plenty of time to recover from the bad snap. It's 3rd down and like 2 yards. You have a wide open receiver at the top of the screen. Wide open. Mahomes thinks that his receiver is going to like stop because he's so open. But it doesn't have to be this dramatic. Get the ball out way earlier and it doesn't matter. But look at all that hesitation. You see that? Look at this. Oh, here's where he should throw it. Here's where he thinks he should throw it. You see his head bob like that? Watch for his head to bob. Head bob, that's where he should have let the ball go. Then he hesitates, and it's already too late, and he's got to throw a strike, and he's got to hope that the communication with the receiver is perfect, and it's not, and it's bad, and it's because Mahomes was late. So now I believe this is 4th down. No, they got a 1st down. Damn. Don't worry, Mahomes will give it back. Top of the drop. Ball should be out. Ball should be going to Kelce. Oh, fuck, it's not Kelce. It's Gray. Now that they have 2 big white tight ends, it's going to be hard for me. I'm going to mess up on the All-22 cast. I can't see the numbers. It's not a very great quality video. But 83's open and Mahomes is looking right at him. He just doesn't throw the ball. Not following the play. Breaks out of the pocket. Scrambling nowhere. And yeah, he should loft this ball up to Kelce on a corner route. Again, there's all this room. Kelce's going to run like this. Put the ball in that general vicinity. Mahomes doesn't. He rolls out. Tries to make an insane throw that even Travis Kelce can't reel in. Bad throw, bad processing. Good movement, but bad processing. It's probably the game. I'll grant Mahomes this. On the last sack of the game, there's nothing he could have done. He needs to get a 1st down. There's a free rusher in his face. It's a defensive back, so you can't run away from him. All you can do is try to withstand it. That's what Mahomes does, and he can't. Great tackle, great blitz, great design. Way to get him. No fault Mahomes sack, but the rest of the game, a lot of fault. As you can see, Patrick Mahomes' game was really frustrating, and that's why I gave it an F. It's his worst game of the season, but it's not his only bad game. I gave him a D+ against Buffalo, and a D against the Giants, and a D+ against Philly and the Chargers. He's never gotten better than a C+. His best game this year was a Monday night loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, in which I gave him a C+. He's frustrating, because he does have the arm talent that he always had, but teams have kind of caught on to the fact that the Chiefs are a lot of smoke and mirrors behind the line of scrimmage, and Mahomes making first reads. And if you can upset his first read, he's got nothing because he doesn't process, and he never did. This isn't Mahomes getting worse. This isn't something wrong with his supporting cast. It's not Andy Reid fucking up. This is Patrick Mahomes having weaknesses that he never remedied. You never want to define a player by one game, one play, even a slump. But like I said at the beginning of this video, we've graded 9 games this year, and they all kind of look a little bit like this. And we've graded almost every single game he's played in his entire career. For the last 4 years, it's kind of looked like this. Not always quite as bad and not always quite as interceptable, but a lot like this. What do you guys think? Am I being too harsh? Let's be like, I want to be reasonable. I want to get it right. I'm not trying to have a take. So hit me in the comments. Where do you think I was too harsh? Where do you think I was too easy? What do you think about plays that you disagree on? With that, I'm all out of things to say. So I'll be grinding film. Hasta.